Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are y'all doing today? Well, in a boo-boo on my end, I have Linda Roth scheduled for November 19th. So you will see her on November 19th. So for tonight, for this evening, for this morning, or if you're watching the replay, it's me, Cynthia Manion, here to chat. What's on your mind? Put a question, a comment in there, and share this out. It can be fun. I could have my guests join us. Let me know. We'll send you the link and you can jump on and ask a question or see what's going on. I am grateful. I'm so grateful to be here and have this little podcast. It's an amazing story, actually. I didn't mean to start a podcast. It happened when my first book came out, Black Pearl, A Love Letter to the Ocean. If you don't have it yet, please pick it up. It's available on Amazon. It was an Amazon bestseller when it came out. And there you are. And it's also available in Audible, and it's been recorded in Spanish. So look for that, hopefully around Christmas. Grace Cavalieri says, how do you decide to be positive in life? Ah, thank you, Grace. What a great question. You have to decide. So when you wake up in the morning, wake up happy. Okay? Sometimes it takes a little more effort than other days. I start with just a breath. And I thank God, the divine, whoever you believe in. I believe in all good things in the universe. And I thank the world for my breath. I thank my body. I thank the opportunity to have another amazing day. And what can I do with it? Like, and you know how you go bing, bing, bing. And I don't touch my phone. I wake up from my toes all the way up. I have this little trick. I start at my toes and I thank my big toes and I count all my toes and I work up to my instep and my balls of my feet and my ankles and my shins and my calves and my knees and I'm getting better at biology because I try to say my lateral meniscus, my ACL, my tibial plateau and my veins and my arteries, and my platelets. And I really get into every little part of my body as I work all the way up, quads, hammies, stomach, belly button, heart, soul, arms, voice, breathing, eyes, seeing, hearing. And I say, thank you for 2 ears to listen. Thank you for all the matter between my ears. Thank you for my brain growing every day. Thank you for becoming new every day. And what am I going to do with this brand new day for the rest of my life? And I only worry about like 3 things. I pick out 3 things I want to get done that day. And sometimes I start with the easiest one, which might just be stretching and getting out of bed and planning my little exercise and my meals and my water for the day. It's like one thing. Or it might be like closing a big deal, or it might be phoning someone who needs a kind word. Anyway, I have my 3 things, and I may or may not pick up my journal at that point. Here's my current journal. Yeah, isn't it cute? I've got mermaids and it's got a Dalmatian on it and my 3 sisters, or sometimes I count them as my soul sisters, depending on where my mindset is. And I write in it, right? I just write little things. And I have my favorite pens that I got at the Mont Blanc store in Annapolis, Maryland. And I like to write with my fountain pen. It makes me feel elegant. And I don't write a lot. I just write a couple of sentences. And I had a good one for yesterday, or was today? Yesterday or the day before. I slept so well. Grateful for my breath, walking, and this day. What an ace day. I had acting class and I had put what an ace day with Glenn Morshower. And then I heard a quote that I thought kind of pertained to me. Let's see. A girl in a shop. What shop was she in? Oh, she was at the bank. And she had a little mermaid on, and I noticed it, and I said, oh, you have a little mermaid on? And she said, yes. And then she showed me her tattoo that she had just gotten, and it said, you shouldn't have to lose your voice to be heard. And that's a quote from Ariel in The Little Mermaid. I was like, huh, how often do we not speak up? How often do we not take care of our little soul and our little voice? Because like you, I always thought I should be good, suck it up, be above it. Guess what? You got to be free. You got to, like, in a gentle, nice way, but you must express yourself and you must let people know when they cross the boundaries. And you have to have your boundaries set up so that it's pretty clear. You got to be clear, consistent, stable, work ethic, honesty, truthfulness, gratefulness. And I'm sure you can add to the list. Put them in the chat. Hi, MKHG592. I'm just fabulous. I'm just fabulous. Put in some questions here because I'm just unveiling what you can do in the morning to make sure that you're happy. Grace Cavalieri asked a very nice question. And she said, what was that question? I guess Eric will put up, how do you decide to be positive in life? You have to decide. And I said, you wake up happy. You decide to be happy. You decide to look for the good in everything. What do I do next? Sometimes I look, I've been reading a new book. What book are you currently reading? I'm reading Miracle Morning, getting up a little earlier. I usually do 7:30 Diksha with the girls. And I've been doing that a long time. Many, many years. And it gets you up. Sometimes I go to sunrise yoga. I do that Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's a little chilly now. And kind of get your body moving. Get up and walk and stretch, right? Stretch. Go, good morning, body. Roll your shoulders back. I don't know how you slept. Get your shoulders going. Get those kinks out of you. Big arm circles. 10 each way. If you have the ability, thank your body for what it does for you every single day. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful to walk. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for Eric helping me with this podcast. I'm grateful for my guest. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for the great books in my life. I'm grateful for the things that I learned from each and every one of you. Each and every one of you has taught me something. Today I was talking to one of my old friends. Well, she's not that old friend, but and she had a little something. Do you decide what you should do or what other people should do? Oh, I decide what I should do. Other people are on their own for their own betterment of their own selves. It's only a matter of what I do. If I'm going the extra mile, being the right person, it shows up. Everything works out. For aspiring actors over 50, what's the one audition tape from your career that helped you land breakthrough roles? For aspiring actors at any age, be truthful. Do your homework, do your job, research it, know what you're trying to do, and then just let it go and be there. Be present. Speak, enunciate, take over the character, let the character embody, you embody the character embodies you. So you're not just your same person, you actually become the character and you're like a vessel, and you allow the character to come through you, and you are using their mannerisms. How would they like to be portrayed? Where did they grow up? What school did they go to? Who were they around? What influenced them politically? What influenced them in their community, in their neighborhood? How old are they? How young are they? How do they dress? What economic class are they? How well educated are they? What kind of ancestry do they have? Do they have an accent? What's their favorite color? How do they wear their hair? How do they do their makeup? How do they walk? Who was it? Who was the actress? Maybe someone can help me out with this. There is an actress, big singer, fantastic. One of the three women. Anyway, the point of this story is she was in a movie and she had to play a drug addict person who she completely embodied the character, and she was over and hunched over, and after this big heavy scene, the director came over to her and said, but how did you do that walk? How did you make that occur? And She didn't tell him then, but she took an orange and put it between her legs so that she was worried about clenching that in, and that made her whole body change, like little tricks that you could try that. And you just kind of walk and it changes your whole body. And she took on that very old leaning over, and she's just made her shuffle so she wouldn't drop it. And how brilliant was that? How brilliant was that? Ah, just so many things that you can do to unveil who you really are. You have to be truthful. You have to do stuff. You go like, what are you going to do in the world to help someone today? I help someone. I help a lot of people every day. Some I know and some I don't even know. So it's like, I think, I'm getting ready to change your world. Whose world am I going to change today? And you guys, it's so simple. Yes, you can donate money. Yes, you can do all of those things. But the little kindnesses that we're forgetting in our daily lives right now mean so much to a person who just needs a smile, a hug. Do you know when you hold the door open for someone, like at the bank or the grocery store, that I'm so sorry, I did not turn off my phone. That was my guest giving a call, and I did not answer. Maybe she wants to jump on. Maybe I should have answered, huh? What do you think? I'll see if she texts me. Anyway, if you hold the door, like when they're just coming up, they say thank you, right? You hold the door and you go, thank you. And then if you hold the door and they've come from a little bit further off, and you go, thank you. Now, if they're really far off and they are yards and yards away and you stop and hold the door, when they get up to you, they're like, oh, thank you. And they like go a little faster, and like both of you always have a big smile. Think about it. There is a gentleman that sits near the Ace Cleaners where I go in Annapolis, Maryland. And I used to give him $5 all the time. And then I realized that there was a liquor store seriously on the other corner. And I went, maybe I'm not really helping. So I went into the Ace Cleaners and I asked the people that work there, I said, hey, is he a nice guy? He seems like he's always there. Is he always there? Do you know anything about him? And they were like, no, not really. And I said, oh. So I walked up to him and I said, hey, I'm the lady who gives you $5 sometimes, and I was just wondering if there's something else I can do for you. And he said, yeah, I'm kind of hungry. And I said, okay, well, there's a McDonald's over there. I can get you something. What would you like? And he said he would like a Big Mac, and I think it was a Dr. Pepper. And I said, okay, sure. And I went and I got him a Big Mac, and I got him French fries and a Dr. Pepper, and brought it over to him and put it down and just stepped away. And he looked up and he went, thank you. Made both of our days. It's amazing the little things that you can do, right? Being polite, having good manners. Let's see, Joe, for writers just starting out, what's your go-to ritual to kick off the writing process each day? Start off with your little journal. Put down that you're going to write. And then I have another book that I use. I'm not sure here it is. So when you have idea, I also keep this one by my bed, right? And when you have an idea, no matter what form it is, I just kind of jot it in. And if it's a good idea, I'll come back and put it in yellow and just let it percolate. And then get your book, get your time, and set up like a time so that you actually go through and write. And you have to pick out a time so that you do it every day. Even Hemingway, right? He did it like a job. If you're going to be a writer, you really have to put in the time and the work. Good evening, Tim. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Writing, like everything, is sacred, and you have to be free. I write on my little book I just showed you, and I write with I write with the ballpoint version of this. and I enjoy the task. I'm happy. On a side note, I broke my fingers and my wrists, so I like to handwrite it out, like my notes and stuff as I'm formulating a story or something, because I'm exercising my fingers, which I broke when I was jumped off a bike. So I think the writing the words, and I don't worry about the spelling. I just kind of get it all messy. All my books have different types of writing. I think it matters because your words are so important. I incorporate stories from my own life and fix them up a little bit so that they're fiction because you are worthy. Your words matter because you are one of a kind. You made it through every rough or easy or challenging or happy time you've ever been through. Think about it. You're here chatting with me right now or listening to me. And so you made it through. So you made it through all that stuff. So stop thinking about it. That's over. What did Glenn Morshower teach us? That's old. That's new. Goodbye. And start your life. Your story matters. You are unique. Share it. Every star, every tree, every flower, every blade of grass is slightly different. And each contributes to the universe, to the landscape, to the environment, to the beauty. All gifts to the universe and the world. And you are a gift. You are a gift. And so is everyone else. So respect them. Be kind to all. They are worthy. They matter. You matter. You make a difference. Eric and I, and anyone who's ever been on my podcast so far knows our little chant that we do to get us like in state. Like in acting class, they play music to get you in state to get ready for your character to like breathe and let everything go down. So ours is, and you're welcome to do this with me right now. So it goes, you are amazing. I am amazing. We are amazing. So wherever you are, do it with me. You are amazing. I am amazing. We are amazing. And it started in Santa Barbara, California. How do I balance work and family and finding time to write? You just do it. You just do it. Hi, soul sister. Yes, it's so fun. You just do it. Like when you have a moment, jot it in, your little book, and then you can come back to it. When you wake up in the morning and you have one of those dreams, jot it down because it flips by so fast. I always have something to write in the car, in the kitchen, in the laundry room. And if you think of something, like sometimes a great word comes to you, right? So just write it down. We were radiant when we were in Santa Barbara a few years ago when Pearl and I went to get flowers for an event that our girlfriend Eileen was having at her avocado farm. And we were making a centerpiece for the front table. And up this mountain was a little trail. And at the top of the trail was the Virgin Mary. Hi, Kevin. Thanks for joining us. The Virgin Mary that Eileen had installed. It's a great big statue overlooking the valley. And there's a polo field down there and the avocado field and the gardens and their home. It's just a beautiful spot. And we were just having a chat. And this is how we started, because I looked at her and went, you are amazing. And she looked at me and said, you are amazing. And then we shouted, we are amazing. And we kept doing it. And apparently our voice echoed through the whole little valley, the mountains there. And when we came down, everyone was kind of making fun of us going, you are amazing. I am amazing. We are amazing. And it was so much fun. It was so much fun. And it works, guys. It works in a mirror. It works in your car. It works before you go on stage. It works when you need a little something. You are amazing. I am amazing. We are amazing. And let's think about what amazing things we can do. Yeah, you're helping people grow by your words. So find time to write them down. Don't let that legacy disappear. I think, everyone knows that story, like on their deathbed, people go, what do you miss or what are you regret? And they go, oh, I regret I didn't write a book. I didn't read a legacy. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. Just do it. There's no reason that you're not doing it like right now. You never know how many people, places, or things you're influencing or putting your mark on, your essence. You put your essence on everything you touch, feel, and think and produce. And Joe says, writing a full book seems intimidating. How do you actually finish it? Well, you know what you do first? Give yourself a timeline. Give myself a timeline with Black Pearl. That was my first book. And what happened, actually, Fantasies actually was the first book, and I got carried away and went off on another tangent and redirect it. And then I said I wanted it done. I wanted to finish the writing by December and give it to the publisher to tweak. This is it, as a matter of fact. So you can see. And you decide on the date and then work backwards. So you go, okay, it's going to be 200 pages, 144 pages, 600 pages. Okay, so I think I did it for the end of December. What year was that? Because it took like a whole year, the process to get it going, right? So let's see. So I finished it in December 22 and sent it off for revisions and help and details and make sure my English was right and spelling. And then it got published in 2023. And that was so exciting. You do not know how exciting it is to get your first box of books and open it up. And it has your name on it. And you're just like, woohoo, I did it. I did it. So you decide on your end date. You start today. And every day you put a little bit towards it. And if you have like a brain thing, you go, okay, well, let me see how they're going to end up. What's my end game? Okay. How am I going to get there? What happens to them? And you just ask all of the questions that you can think of and develop your characters and take little notes like it's a science project. And you will not believe it. And no, you know what? Tell people, find an accountability partner and say, today I'm writing one chapter. Today I am, and do you want to read it? I had a Wyatt Woodsmall, actually. I would get off work. I worked in Alexandria, Virginia at the time. I would get off work, and once a week, I would drive over to Wyatt's and pick him up, and we would go to dinner, and I would read to him my chapter, what I wrote, and he would have some pointers for me and ask me when I was coming next week. And it was like a little accountability thing. So I wanted to make sure that each week I had something new to read to him, right? That would have been embarrassing to show up and not have done any work. Yeah, it helps. It helps to be accountable, consistency, doing it. Go the extra mile. Just write something. Share something you're proud of, because you're helping yourself by expressing yourself. Yeah, I have some favorite little chapters in here. Do you have an acting buddy too? Well, we get a scene partner. I have lots of acting buddies, as a matter of fact. It is such a great community. Our acting, actors kind of bond together. Many actors don't come from real well-balanced, perfect homes, right? And so we find ourselves working those things out through our characters. And so I have an acting buddy, actually Jeffrey Wolf, who came in. We did the Audible for this book, so he did the male parts. So all through, what year was that? Was that last year? All through last year, every Friday we met at 3:00 and we chatted about things going on, and we read the book. And he read all the male parts, I read all the female parts. That's a whole big story. Yeah, it's amazing, because I had hired Jeffrey to do the whole book, as a matter of fact. And Glenn Morshire was like, Cynthia, didn't you write that book? And I went, yeah, I did. And he goes, isn't it from a female perspective? And I'm like, yeah, it is. And he goes, so why would you have a male read the female parts? And I went, oh, and he goes, and Cynthia, you have a very nice voice. And I was like, I do? It's like, wow. Okay. So we got to the studio in New York, and yeah, and then I became the narrator too. And Jeffrey he has a beautiful voice. I love his voice. There's unbelievable great voices in our acting class. They're all amazing, and they all go the extra mile every week to present their scenes. So you get assigned an acting person, and it's amazing how much you bond in a week, and then you watch them grow. And I've seen like Sean Frost and Shauna and so many people go from to wow, they are so enticing. We did an exercise yesterday, and each person was doing a monologue, and it was amazing. And every single person was amazing, and kind of get involved in their lives, and it's fun. You gotta find joy in your life. It's just fun. It's just fun. So I'm gonna read you this little chapter. What page do I like? I like this little one. Let's see. From my book, Black Pearl, Love Letter to the Ocean, on page it's 65 and 66 if you're reading a hard copy. Let's see, where should I start? Boris went on, so this would be Jeffrey's part. If we were all little grains of sand, would that be such a bad thing? It would be the same if we were all drops of water coming from one source. You get enough drops of water, you get an ocean. An ocean we shall be, Boris agreed. But all humans are under the illusion that they are individual drops. They believe themselves to be alone, that they must fight to succeed and survive. Allow this world to coat them with calcium carbonate and become something they are not, cutting themselves off from the world and the very life force they want so much to connect with. We're talking about my Black Pearl at this moment. I think I'm understanding you, Kat said. And yet, there's a part of me who's doubting your words too. She sighed, reflecting on her reluctance to fully accept what his perspective was telling her. Both water and sand are part of the sea, Boris said. Therefore, I want you to lie back and just be one with everything around you. Do not try to distance yourself or think. Just be aware of this great ocean and let go of everything else. So you'll have to pick up the book or listen to the Audible to find out the other particulars of that. But, right, just allow yourself to get sunk in the words and decide what this perspective is telling you, right? Because you're part of a community. How do you not give in to regret? Well, regret's a waste of time. It's a waste of your memory. It's a waste of your energy. Yeah, it hits me now and then, and I just go and take a walk. There's nothing like just taking a walk in nature, right? Take a breath. Take a walk. Go have tea with a friend. Grace Cavalieri and I go to Buddhism many Sundays at 9 a.m., 9 to 10. And sometimes we have brunch afterwards. And we just talk and have breakfast and a cup of tea and just bounce off the week. And the woman's amazing. Okay, she's 94 and she doesn't stop. That's another thing. Keep up with your community. Keep on going. She's written over 30 books and she cares about everyone. She stops to talk to people and find out what's going on with them. And so you can share your story. But then if it's a sad story, don't dwell in. Don't keep telling that story over and over again. Grace has always have, poets over and she's teaching this and she's giving this award and she's giving this talk. And do I want to come to St. John's College for her conversations? Conversations in the Room, where poets come in from all over the world and read their books. I have a new one, but it's on my dining room table because I've been immersed in it. Jean Tubar from Dayton, Texas. And she sent me a beautiful book. It's autographed, and her challenge coin. That's another thing. When you get your book out, you can have so much fun because you can go and do book readings. You can talk to people about your book. You can do your Audible. You can get a challenge coin. You can go see it. You can go get it into bookstores. And it's so cool to see your book in the bookstore. I have the little Fox bookstores here in Annapolis, Maryland. It was so exciting to see my books there. And you look for the positive things that you can do. And you look at how grateful you are, right? Complaining just brings you down and everyone down around you. I was talking to someone about this today, as a matter of fact, how this person comes in and is always right and always complains and is just a downer. And the people in the group don't want to be around this person anymore. And you're just like, oh dear, something must be really wrong. And if you can just, one, protect yourself and limit your boundaries, and two, be a kind word and listen, but don't let it drain you. You have to put up your boundaries and be kind, do the right thing, but don't let it drain you. Keep that good part of yourself, you know? So if you keep going into the good stuff about you and the good stuff about life and how lucky we are to live in this universe, on this earth, how lucky you are to walk, to breathe. If you're not walking, you're here, right? You're breathing, you have a heart, it's beating. Think of the people who put you back together when you break something or get hurt or had surgery, or think about the Almighty who takes care of you every step of the way, who is always there. You can always reach out to. You can pray. You can write to them. There's always that little inner voice inside of you. And if you listen to it, it leads you the right way. I promise. What is my favorite part about humanity? My favorite part about humanity is being human, being truthful, living in the moment, being in the moment. So if you're talking to that person who was annoying to you, actually talk to them, let them get out their piece, wish them luck, and then go take a shower so it doesn't get all over you. And doing something lovely, nice for everybody every day, whether it's a thought, a prayer, a letter, an email, a share. There's so many ways to reach out on every platform. And in your heart, if you know someone's going through something, just say, I wish you healing or recovery. Let it go. It's out there. There's yogi tea. Do you ever have that yogi tea? I have one. What's it called? A throat comfort, and it has little name tags on them. So I save the little tag on it, and the one I had this morning. The unknown is where all outcomes are possible. Enter it with grace. So enter your humanity with grace, as Grace Cavalieri gives us grace. As all of us have grace in us, yes, just, right? It's not all about the money. It's about you and your heart and doing the right thing and taking good care of this vessel, this one and only perfect body that you have. Treat it with kindness. Give it nourishing foods and water. Take care of it. Exercise it. Clean it. Love it. Appreciate it. Be grateful for every single thing that you can do. We have so many wonderful things to do. And if you give yourself a timeline each day, you can get it done. Health is part of that. Yes, it is. Thank you so much. Health is always part of it. Fitness and exercise, every day you can do something. No matter what condition you're in, you can do something. You just have to start and finish. And it doesn't have to be a big, long thing. Just taking a walk, if you can take a walk. Just stretching your arms up. Like, I have a regimen that works, and I'm pretty flexible, but I make sure I get 6,000 steps in every day. Used to be 10,000. I'm a little gentler on myself now. And you can do that. Heck, you can just do that walking around the house, raking leaves, shoveling snow, playing in the sand, taking a walk by the water. Parks, national parks are a wonderful place to go and visit and take a walk. I visited quite a few national parks, and there are so many. And I'm so lucky that we live here and that we can go and walk, because it just clears your brain. You just go, I belong to a gym, so I'll go to the gym. As you get older, lifting weights, not even that much. I'm only doing like 3 pounds, but I can see the little muscles coming up. Can you see that muscle? My sister would go, beak, and laugh because she's got like really big muscles. But listen, guys, if you don't take care of you, who's going to, right? And I certainly don't want anyone taking care of me when I get old. I want to be a role model. I want to show you, like, I'm living my best life right now. Every single day, I'm doing something to help me live longer and being grateful for every moment that I am. And, keep your area clean, be organized, because if you're tripping over stuff, all that stuff, it clogs up your brain. You have to And with you everything has its place, then it's easier to get it out. Your exercise has their place. I do like at different times of the day. I was torturing myself for a while, and if I didn't have my exercise in, if I hadn't run my Peloton, I would stay up late to get it in. And then I went, "What are you doing? Sleep. Sleep is so important." Right? So now I don't stay up past. I'm still working on it. It's a work in progress, just like everything. I am making sure that I'm at least in the bedroom by 10, I am going to bed before midnight every night. I am working to get that closer to like 10, because if you go to bed at a certain time and you get up at a certain time, whatever it is for your particular schedule, you have to get your sleep because your brain wants to repair itself. It needs to do all of its work while you're not interfering with all the wonderful processes that your body does when you're resting. Yeah. Um, think about what you do to become a good writer, right? You have discipline, you have perseverance. Sometimes you just tear it up and go, ugh, that was terrible. And play. You have to like just play every day. It is just the fun thing. And I remember something else that I did. Uh, I tried writing on my Peloton, but I wasn't very effective. But I'll listen to other people's books and get inspiration on the Peloton, and you can listen to them on Audible. You can picture your end result with those books, giving them to your aunts, nephews, and nieces, Christmas presents. Sometimes I even give them to, like, if someone's especially nice to me, if I'm traveling and I stop at one of the convenience stores to use the facilities, wash my hands and get a snack. And someone's like really, really nice. And I'll say, oh, um, I'm a writer and I wrote a book about Savannah Seas, a cruise. I hope you get to go on a cruise, or I hope you're taking good care of yourself and planning a vacation. You got to have something to look forward to. And here's my book. And most of the time they're like, oh, wow, like no one's ever given me that before. And then we'll take a picture and I'll tell them to watch my podcast. And you have a podcast? And I'm like, yeah, I was telling you how that started. So the book came out and they said, well, Cynthia, it was Ken Walls, Breaking Through Walls, Grow Live Academy. He said, well, you have to get on there and tell everyone about it because who will know? So you have to do a podcast. And I was like, I do. And he goes, yeah, and you have to go live. Jeffrey Gittimore, go live. It was a thing. And I was like, okay. So actually, Mark Victor Hansen was my, what do you call it? It's not a producer, publisher. And they did, I flew to Texas and we did a little interview there. And then when it actually was available on Amazon, I did the podcast, first one. And Eric, who I met in Santa Barbara, I asked him if he would help me. Eileen suggested it, right? So you see how like everything that you do kind of comes back full circle. Isn't that kind of cool? And so I asked him if he would help me out, and he said, sure. So we hooked up. I remember I was downstairs in the living room, and I had little stickies all over the place, and I was nervous, and I was sweating, and I did it. And somehow during the podcast, I accidentally made a contest. So I got off and I went, oh, Eric, we have to do it again next month because we have to announce the winner. We're like, okay. So we picked the date a month later from the winner. And we had an amazing winner, Jess Taker from, I think she's in Miami, Florida. And she was amazing. And, that's another thing. So then I made a new friend and became part of her circle. And we talk almost every week, if I don't see her almost every day, in Diksha. And she has Igasku, which is, I think they're changing their name, but it's alignment of your body. If you look back at one of my podcasts, there's one with 5 women, and she was one of those. And then each one of those 5, their stories were so intriguing that I went back and we did each one individually. Paula, Jessica, Jess, Karen, Salima, and Amy, who's in India right now getting even more educated. Magnificent woman, just magnificent. So I'm working with Jess from Igasku every other Friday on my gait and walking and taking care of my own body. Just from that. So she won that. And when we were announcing her as the winner on that second podcast, someone said, "Oh, I like to be on your podcast. What's the name of it?" I was like, "Oops, the Cynthia Manion Show," because I couldn't think of anything. And I thought, well, that leaves you space to go any way you want to go, right? It could become anything, because heck. And so Eric and I started doing it once a month. But then we had more than 12 people who wanted to be on it. So we're like, they were kind of like piling up. We were like, okay, so we'll go every other week. And we were going every other week. But then, like tonight, when I made a boo-boo, I couldn't remember which week I was on, which week. And I was like, okay, we'll just do it every week. And so I believe I am, I don't know if we count this one if I did it myself. It might be episode 95, or we'll have 95A and 95B when the beautiful Linda Roth joins us on November 19th. Look for her then, because she is just so fabulous. And read. You draw inspiration from every writer. Who is your favorite writer? I have this book. I have this book that gives me inspiration in the mornings to keep going. Paul David Tripp, my sister, gave it to me. New Morning Mercies. Have you ever heard of this one? And I've actually been reading it for a while, and it is really fun, because then I started writing the dates on it, and I put a little line at the top. And then I'm meeting so many people, I can't keep up with their birthdays. So I started writing their birthdays on the bottom. Like Kelly Swing's birthday. She's going to be coming up on the show. One of my soul sisters that was there. Her birthday happens to be November 14th, right? And Jenny V's, my son's beautiful wife, bride, her birthday is November 15th. That's this week. It's just a little thing where now I won't forget again, right? So you just pick it up, and I have a little coding section. It's kind of interesting, because back in the beginning, this is kind of cool. So it's my sister gave it to me. It says, she gave it to me August 29th, 2017. And she wrote, "Cynthia, your daily read, and make sure you look up the verses at the bottom of each page. Love you, and Jesus loves you way more, Carolyn." Isn't that a fabulous present? Now, I have to admit, I don't look up the verses as well as I used to, but I do. And when I started, this looks like 2018. So it took me, so it gave me Christmas 2017. So 2018, I started. So you can see. And then I started a little personal code thing. So if I worked out, I gave myself, how did I do it? What's my code? I gave myself a star if I worked out, and a heart if I didn't drink it. A star for no alcohol, and a heart for workouts. Because I was working on limiting, upping the workouts and lowering the alcohol, right? So I started doing that every day. It was my own little accountability. And now back here, I am so proud that I'm all stars and hearts every day. So little things that you can do to give yourself a, atta girl. A reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies. The man who never reads lives only one. Ooh, have you heard of that one? Yes, that's a good one. And keep your mind clean and pure. Who is it? Was it Gandhi? I have a poster right beside me here. Your beliefs become your thoughts. Your thoughts become your words. Your words become your actions. Your actions become your habits. Your habits become your values. Your values become your destiny. And then we add it from Glenn. Therefore, my beliefs become my destiny. Did you get that? Write it down. I'll say it again. Your beliefs become your thoughts. Your thoughts become your words. Your words become your actions. Your actions become your habits. Your habits become your values become your destiny. Therefore, my beliefs become my destiny. Yes. So you see the point of keeping it pure, right? So to summarize this talk, let's see. What would I do if I could start a movement of what would bring the most good to all of my listeners? First, I would get everyone outside in nature, walking, running, swimming, biking, hiking, skiing, whatever you do, snorkeling, riding, hiking. I mean, whatever that you do that you like to do outside, even if it's just sitting on the porch and looking at the sunset or the sunrise. Secondly, I would make sure that every man, woman, and child could read. If you can't read, you can't make it in this world. And there's still, sadly, some people who don't know how to read a lot. So that's another thing. You can always volunteer and go teach someone to read someplace. And thirdly, I would make sure that every man, woman, and child could swim. Yeah, that's my mermaid coming out of me, because there's no one should drown. Everyone needs to know how to swim, especially in a swimming pool in your local community. So everyone should swim. And last but not least, I would start the extra mile movement, because it matters. Doing your best and then a little more matters, right? Doing not just the expectations, going above the standard and far beyond the expectations to help someone, a situation, an animal, a plant, an insect. It matters. You wouldn't believe how many. Actually, I'm having some crickets recently, and I've learned this technique of where the fold is when you take out the tissue. I like gently go, and then I run it outside. I go. I say, oh, peace be with you. Just don't come back to my house. And just being, having good manners. Yes, you are the hero of your life. And yes, I'm going to write another book. I am working currently on 3, to tell you the truth. But I'm kind of all over the place on them. My son wants me to write my autobiography. And it's true, I probably should, because I think I'm like the queen of the family now. By default, everyone else is dead. And I'm the only one who knows all the stuff. And 2, I want to write a poetry book, because Grace can inspire me. My first poem I wrote in 2nd grade, and it was published in the newspaper in Palo Alto, California. Yeah, that's another story. And the 3rd one, I want to write a child's book, because now I have a granddaughter named after my mother, Frances. Such an honor. So blessed. Just so many grateful things and people. And just think about all of that. Your life matters. You are the hero of your own life. You are in control. So act like it. Okay. Really, be a little kinder on the road, leave a little earlier. Don't leave a mess when you're in the facility, especially in the airport. Clean up after yourself. Be nice to the person behind you. Love yourself. And share this out if you thought it was worthy. Give me 5 stars, or don't. I didn't know I could talk for an hour. So thank you so much. I'm Cynthia Manion from the Cynthia Manion Show, and we come on at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, no matter what. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you when I see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. We have a great guest, as we always do. That's another thing. The guests, the people that you meet, listen to their stories. I learned so many things. I'm like, wow. And I went, okay, I can do this. I'll just talk. Thank you very much. I hope I didn't bore you. I hope I stayed on track. I hope you learned something, and I hope you enjoy your day or night or morning or afternoon. Please subscribe to the Cynthia Manion Show. Share it out. You can catch it on Audible, pick up a book. Savannah Seas, also going to be available on Audible around the Christmas time. And the Black Pearl Love Letter to the Ocean will be coming out in Spanish in the very near future. So namaste, good night, goodbye, prayers to you, sending you good wishes and the best for your life always. Thank you.